Welcome and what is up there, everybody? It's Casper Trader back here with another video today. And today I'm going to be talking about how you can start investing with $100 or less. And what I'm talking about right here is there's many people out there who are asking like, oh, how can I start investing? How can I start trading stocks? But I don't have a lot of money. So this video is more for those beginners or people who just don't have a lot of money and are looking to start investing. So stay tuned for that. But before we get into it, I'd really appreciate if you guys could click that like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It would help me out a ton. And let's get into it. So I'm going to tell you guys two tips or two different stocks to buy for your portfolio to be diversified so that you aren't afraid of like one stock crashing, and just so you can have steady earnings every year or every month or however much you like. So make sure you stay till the end so I can show you both of them. So the first thing I would recommend is buying a large cap ETF or like an overall market ETF. And one of the cheapest ones I found was the Schwab US large cap ETF. So you can afford it with the $100. You would have $34 left. So this ETF has grown in the past 5 years by around 50%, which is a pretty good growth rate in my opinion for a long-term growth stock. Just for the overall market, and it also has a slight dividend yield right here at around 2%, meaning that you'll get around $1.30 every year, just an extra dividend, just like a bonus basically from this ETF being its dividend if you buy and hold this stock. So this would be the first stock for just steady earnings and steady gains over the long term. And another thing I would recommend is buying a dividend stock, like a stock that has pretty high dividends. I would recommend 3.5% and above. One example I found of this dividend stock that's pretty good is HCP, and its dividend is around 5.3%, which is pretty big for dividend stocks, and it's a pretty good company. And I'm not saying you should invest in this, but this is just one example of a company that has pretty good dividend yield that you can invest in, and it's only $30. So I could also recommend for you to buy a dividend ETF, which is also going to give you a pretty big dividend yield, and it's more diversified, and you aren't at the risk of it like crashing. Like some random stock you buy, it could have bad earnings and it could like crash one day. This isn't going to really crash because it's an overall ETF, and it's also been growing pretty well, like 48% in the last year, except its dividend yield is much higher than 2%. It's 4.8% almost. And that would be a pretty nice steady return on your investment over the long term. And with compound interest, this stock price and your portfolio value would grow like crazy with dividend stocks and overall market ETFs. One more example of a overall market dividend ETF, it would be the First Trust Value Line Dividend ETF, FVD. I'm trying to find cheap stocks for you guys, by the way. I'm not going to find some ones that are like $200, $300 because some people who are just starting out can't afford it, and they want to be diversified with a small amount of money, like $100, like we're talking about in this video. So this stock is also pretty nice ETF. It has a dividend at around 3.4%, which is not bad. Not bad. I recommend like 3.5% or higher, but this is like almost 3.5%. So if you like this stock in this ETF, then go ahead and invest in it. Also has been growing pretty well for the last 5 years, around 50%. In the last month it's been up 4.5%. So that's basically what I would recommend for those who are starting out in investing. And I wouldn't recommend you start out when you're starting out with like $100 or $200. I wouldn't recommend you starting with like TD Ameritrade or some other big brokerage that charges commission fees, which will really tank your account. If you have $100 and you want to buy $50 stock, then basically 10% of your buying commission, when you buy the stock, 10% of it goes to commission, and then when you sell it, another 10% goes to the commission. So let's say you want to buy this stock, SCHX, you pay $5 to buy it and $5 to sell it with like some big company like Schwab, which wouldn't make it sense for you to hold this stock, because you'd have to hold it for like, I don't know, 5 years for it to be profitable, which wouldn't make sense. So that's why I recommend a broker like Robinhood. Robin has free trades, no commissions. It's legit. I've been using it for a while already, and it's been working perfectly fine. And the best part about it, it's so simple, easy to handle, and easy to place trades. Like you want to buy a stock or something right here. It's super simple, it's super clean, and it's free trade, so you don't have to pay commissions like those big companies. And for those who are starting out, you guys can have a huge, well, potentially huge bonus when you sign up. I'll put a link to the description. If you guys use my Robinhood link, you guys will have the chance of even obtaining an Apple share when you sign up, or it could be some other company, but that's still like free money. You just use a link. It's a referral link to sign up to Robinhood, and then you can gain a free stock. I've already gotten a few free stocks before. I'll show you right here. So I've gotten 3 free stocks, and it's all worth it. It's just people using your link to sign up. They get a free stock, and you get a free stock. So it'll help us out both. So if you are looking and are interested in starting on the Robinhood, I'd really recommend you use either my referral link or someone else's referral link so you can get that free stock, which will push your portfolio up potentially a lot, like with an Apple share or something. I know some people who have gotten Apple shares, and they're pretty excited about it because it's just like getting free money. So that's basically it for today's video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you have some friends that are looking to start investing, I really recommend you share this with them because I'm sure they'll find some value with this video. And that'll be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic week.